Robert Bat1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, I wanted to talk about a deck that, honestly, I personally think needs to die. Now, I'm not someone who normally makes videos on this sort of thing, talking about decks that need to die, unless it's like a ban list prediction or it's something that may really need to happen. And I know I even made a video about this deck, telling you how you should maybe play it with different strategies and some combos and a deck profile in my Tools and Deck Profile series, but this deck needs to go. And this deck is Orcust. Basically, we've hit a point in the game where the entire format, no matter what you look at, has Orcust mixed in it. And that's not good for the game. We're literally looking at so many different decks playing an Orcust engine that no matter what you look at, there's not really any variety. Yes, the different decks that have the engines in, that has Orcust in, do play the Orcust engine and have slightly different play styles. Yes, that is a thing. That's fine. But let's be honest here. These decks that are utilizing the Orcust engine aren't their own decks. They're not. They're purely not the deck that they want to be. They're literally decks that can make two monsters go full Orcust combo and pass turn. And that's what I want to talk about today. The Orcust need to go. It's basically it's a fact at this point where if this deck stays around, we're not gonna have any fun. Like, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the longest time. I've survived through so many different formats. I've survived through Zoo format. I've survived through Spiral format. I've survived through every FTK format. And yes, all of those decks needed to go. All those decks needed to be hit. But I don't think anything has aggravated me as much as Orcust. Being an engine that is just so versatile, so easily accessible to so many different decks, that even if you're playing something so simple, like, I don't know, say any deck that can make two warrior monsters, like, let's say Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragons did really well at the last YCS, played by Sam Pearson, actually a really good guy, and shout out to you for doing really good at YCS again. But the deck, he played the deck, and he played it with a deck that he loves. He played it with Cyber Dragons. This is a deck that he's known for at the Brotherhood, a locals that I frequently attend. He plays that deck. It's one of his favorite decks of all time. But can I honestly say that he did it with Cyber Dragons? Personally, no. I don't think Cyber Dragons were the key factor to him getting that far. Yes, he got there with Cyber Dragons. Yes, he did very well with Cyber Dragons. But could he have done that without the Orcust? Let's look at the majority of the top cut again. I believe the top 4 was all Orcust. I believe it was literally like the Sam Cyber Dragon Orcust and then Lunalight Orcust. And talking about Lunalight Orcust, that deck is basically just Orcust. Like, this is a rant talking about Orcust, and Orcust isn't fine. It's not. There's just so many decks utilizing it. Like, just off the top of my head, decks that utilize Orcust that don't need to, but they just do it and they become instantly tier 1. Lunalights, that deck on its own is nowhere near tier 1. But mix in Orcust and it's suddenly tier 1. Oh, I've got an Orcust engine in a Lunalight deck. I make Azathoth, I then go full combo so you can't target me, you can't Azathoth, you can't Nibiru me, you can't hand trap me, unless you're playing Imperm. You can't do anything of the sorts. Oh, I'm playing the Cyber Dragon build. I summon my core. You ash that, I go Machine Dupe, go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, then from there go into, I don't know, any Orcust combo plays. These decks that would even Pendulums even. Oh, I'm going to do my full Pendulum combo, then end on Orcust combo as well. These decks that don't need the Orcust combo, and I admit Pendulum on their own They don't need the Orcust combo. It literally just adds that additional move to them. And also can break the deck a bit more. I don't know why some people do it personally. You can end on 8 negates anyway, but it's not the point, not the point. These people playing Orcust, mixing them with decks that, yes, aren't normally very powerful on their own, and being able to get these decks to a point where you can actually top with them, top high-level events with them, is really good. I'm not doubting the fact that Orcust give these decks that normally you wouldn't see anywhere near top cuts, like the Lunar Lights and Cyber Dragons. Normally these decks you wouldn't see anywhere near top cut. Normally. But is it really a win if you're using Orcust to do it? Orcust is literally the only reason these decks are getting so far. If you look up majority of the plays these decks have, yes, they incorporate their engines into the deck, but Orcust is the majority of the plays the decks do. All these decks that are using an Orcust engine, they just do Orcust combo, pass turn, and end on whatever they would normally make. It's just not fair. Like, Orcust has got to hit a point where you either play it or you're not having a good deck. The only deck that you can play that doesn't need Orcust and can just be insane because you don't play Orcust is honestly just Sky Striker. Sky Striker is the only deck that you can play that doesn't need Orcust and still isn't one of the best decks because Orcust just runs over it. Like, how is that possible? How is a deck that's so powerful, like Sky Striker, getting to the point where these decks mixing in an Orcust engine and just instantly becoming Orcust because they play the Orcust engine better than Sky Striker? How? I don't understand how this is a thing. How this has been allowed to run rampant and get to this point. Like, there are so many Orcust decks now. That's unbelievable. Like, yes, there are other decks in the format that you can play that can beat Orcust. Grand Mardu, for instance. But the only reason that strategy really wins is because that strategy is weak. That strategy is literally one of the weakest strategies. You've got to banish tons of cards from your deck. Grand Mardu then becomes your win con because you're so big. Against a Ling monster like Galatea, your opponent's not stopping you. Orcust don't have a way to deal with Grand Mardu. They don't. They just don't, because like they lost the Fogblade engine, they lost the Phantom Knight engine, getting rid of their Fogblades and stuff. Unless they have Imperm, that Grand Mardu smacks them for game. Do you understand? Orcust has hit a point where if you're not playing it, you're not playing the game. You physically can't play the game. Like, for instance, I was playing locals today. I went X3 drop, I'm not gonna lie, because I was playing Alta guys. They didn't have the new hero cards that I wanted to play, and I was really bored, and just like, I went X3. I couldn't care less, because Orcust is a thing. I played against Orcust, and I just like wasn't happy. This is the first time in a long time that I can honestly say I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm generally bored. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always been a game that I love. I've gone through so many cancerous formats. Zodiac, Spiral, OTKs, FTKs. Yes, they've all been really boring, but I've gotten to the point where this is not okay. I'm bored. That's not something you should ever be. And I know this is just my opinion. Like, sure, you guys out there who are playing Orcust, you guys out there who are enjoying Orcust, like, that's your opinion. That's generally your opinion, saying that, oh, I really like this engine. It's something that can be really strong. And I agree, it is a very strong engine. It's something that can potentially be just insane if you have the right engine and the right materials to make this deck. But honestly, I don't think Orcust is fair anymore. It's something that needs to go. It's something that is just getting to the point where if this kind of thing stays around, it's not going to be enjoyable. It's not going to be a fun game. It's going to be something that is just boring. And that's what I've come to. That's literally where I've come to. We're in a state where the game is literally just dull. It's boring. I have no interest. I'm literally to the point where if I'm not playing something a deck I personally enjoy, such as Heroes, I don't want to play. I just don't. I don't see the point in playing something that is so dull. Going into locals, watching my opponent play Solitaire for about 10 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I can't even beat this board game too. What's the point? Honestly, what is the point? And guys, I know there are ways that you could stop this sort of situation. Ban Azathor, deal with other cards. But honestly, if I don't see on this next list in what, 2 weeks now, something really detrimental to Orcust dying, something like Galatea banned, Mermaid banned, Orchestrated Nightmare banned, it's just at that point where Yu-Gi-Oh is just dull. If every deck is an Orcust deck, where's the real variety? Like, that's the problem with this sort of thing. Where if you're playing in a format where every deck is the same, what's the point? No variety, no differences, no entertainment. But guys, that's just my thoughts and opinions. I know this has been a rant video talking about Orcust and my personal thoughts about it and how it needs to be gone, but if you guys have anything to say about this in the comment section below, if you think Orcust should stay, if you can try and change my opinion, if you say, oh, you can't afford it, I can definitely afford Orcust. I work for a living, I can afford it easily. Tell me that in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts and opinions on this video. Do you think Orcust needs to go? Do you think it needs to stay? Do you think it's fine? I personally feel like it's boring. It's making the game more and more stale as it goes along, and it's just hitting that point where if every deck is Orcust, what's the real point? Where's the real diversity? Oh, you're all doing Orcust combo? What's the point? But guys, that's the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos from me, normally not like this, I'm not someone who normally does these types of videos, tell me that in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about these sorts of things, and any decks that you think might need to go or might need to die, tell me those in the comment section below as well. But guys, this is the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I said, and I'll see you in the next one. Robert1, signing out. Later all.